Hi guys, Amajot here today talking about stress relief and specifically like why do I keep it so generic? Like stress relief, I think it's not one thing because stress is so specific to me, to you, what it means, and it covers so many things. And that's because I'm really interested in how stress affects our body and what we can do to take control, because we can't, there's a lot of things we can't control, but we can control how we manage our stress, how we respond to stressful situations. Even if it doesn't feel like that right now, we can do that. And so I have a generic interest in stress because I know that stress, it causes us health problems, physical, mental, emotional health issues, especially things like too much cortisol in the body. And that can come about from so many different things, which is why I talk about so many different things. Things like depression, anxiety, boredom even, all of the emotions that aren't useful, like guilt, burden, responsibility, fear, excessive amounts of fear. What else? This sounds really depressing, but the fact is that all of those things impact us, and I know that we can learn from all of those things, and I have learned from all of those things, and we can shift things to a more positive place. We can shift things to a place where we do feel in control of our health, our physical state, our mental state, our emotional state, our spiritual state, what we believe in, what our ethics are, and actually feeling like we're honoring those things. And I've been doing a lot of research. You might already know I'm doing a self-love research project, and I do think this really fits into resilience, it fits into stress relief, because ultimately if we can't understand and connect to the love that we have for ourselves, or build it, or create it, or feel it, then it's going to be really difficult for us to live a happier life, to really thrive in our life. We can live without it, we can, but we won't thrive, and our relationships won't thrive with other people, and we'll have more expectations of other people and then feel unhappy about it when those expectations aren't met. And that's my experience of that. And so I've been doing a lot of research around self-compassion as well, and what's come up in a few different places, I heard this twice last week, was how you talk to yourself, your critical self-talk, your negative self-talk, is has direct links to depression. And I heard that from Kristin Neff, who's one of my new heroes. She's an awesome researcher into compassion, self-compassion, self-love, self-kindness, self-worth, and what the differences are between all of those things. Look her up. And Kristin Neff, and also Marissa Peer, the kind of world-famous hypnotherapist, and she's worked with like masses and masses of celebrities. And, she mentioned it too, that how we talk to ourselves is directly linked to depression. So we can change that. It might take some time, it might take some work. We can change that. I know today, for example, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit over paranoid, and I know that's for various reasons, but there's nothing really wrong. I know that it's kind of also linked to where I am in my menstrual cycle. Ladies, you'll understand this. And what's great is that I know that. And I think that's pretty cool to be mindful of that, because then I can say, I just feel this overwhelmed today, or I feel, this is stress, or this hurts. And actually I think there's a difference between saying I am stressed, or I think what's better than that is I am feeling stressed. There's a difference. And the reason I say that is because I am means you become that thing. We don't need to become that thing. I am not the stress. You are not the stress. You might be feeling it, but it could be you just saying this is. And it changes things. And actually, there's something that I was just reading up on, and I thought it's really cool and I want to share it with you, is something called a self-compassion break. And I realized that I do some of these things in isolation, but doing them together, doing them regularly, can really change how you talk to yourself, and therefore how you feel about yourself, and therefore how you respond in the world, how you look after yourself, and then how you can then be there for others. So I want to share this with you, and I hope this is useful for you, is a self-compassion break. And I think it's Margaret Paul who talks about this, and Dr. Kristen Neff as well. And it's 3 things. It's acknowledging how you're feeling, acknowledging what's going on in the moment, which is being mindful. And then there's something about, then they're saying, well, you know, I'm not alone. That this is common humanity, connecting yourself to everybody else in the world, because it's really easy for us to disconnect. And then it's, and say, I'm the only one going through this. And then it's the self-compassion piece. So I'll go through those 3 things. So acknowledging it, being mindful, and just saying, this hurts, or ouch, or this is stress, or this is overwhelm, or this is panic, and just acknowledging it, bringing it out, and then saying, I'm not alone in this, or this feels like suffering and it's part of life. You get to choose those things, choose those, you know, this happens, this is life, or this happens to other people too. I'm not alone in this. And then telling yourself, and starting it with may I, because I think if you tell yourself, I need to be kind to myself, it's already putting a bit of pressure on you. But actually just saying, may I always be kind to myself? May I always be patient? May I always do what I trust is right for me? May I accept myself as I am? So just that's really more self-compassionate than I need to love myself, or I need to find a way to get rid of this stress, you know. So 3 really basic statements, and you can do them whenever you want. And what can be really useful is to just connect to your body when you do that. Where does it feel good when you connect to those phrases and those sentences? And just connect to your body in that way as well will ground you, will bring you out of your head and out of your mind and out of those thoughts, and bring you back into now, and help you to start connecting with your body, because it will give you clues. As I always say, you know, your body is everything. It's really intelligent. It will give you clues, and that's a really good way to start practicing with that if you're not used to connecting to your body, because so many of us aren't. It's taken me years to do that, and I'm still always learning. So take a self-compassion break today, and that was like 3 sentences. That takes 30 seconds. Try it out. I'm going to carry on trying it out, and let me know how that goes for you. I will speak to you soon. As always, my content is on my YouTube channel, Amajot@Amaru, and all of my other bits are on my amaru.com website. Speak to you soon. Bye.